Hey guys, it's another brief Black Projects 51 update. My apologies, excuse me. Um, for my last video, it ran very long, and when I watched it, I was like, I probably wouldn't have posted that if I had watched it. But I'm just trying to ease into this YouTube thing, and my mindset is the more I do it, the better I'll become at it. So, um, especially when it's late in the evening when I made that video, I don't think I need to do that because you guys know with my sleep disorder and stuff that I got to pick and choose when I'm feeling optimum and be able to make good, coherent videos. So I just want you guys to know that up front that, yeah, my last long video, I think it was 45, 46 minutes long. And uh, I provided some interesting stuff in that video, but a lot of unnecessary stuff as well. So my apologies on that. Like I said, it's going to take me a while to get used to this whole thing, this YouTube thing, being retired, and you know, all of it. I just got so much stuff on my plate. My knee surgery in a few days. Got to go do blood work today, and I'll be off the channel probably at least, other than updates I'm going to do on my cell phone. Um, yeah, so please bear with me. I'm just like I said, all this stuff is new to me, and I'm wanting to do the very best that I can for you and provide really good and interesting content. So, I've got some good examples. Uh, Rusty um, um, Eagle models um, and then Augie at Interstellar Modeler, and several other Simon Merks and Randy Cooper and all these various folks that I follow and look in on occasionally. You know, all excellent at their craft, and I really enjoy um, being able to watch their videos. Um, Rusty from Eagle Models, he joined the channel today, so I'm glad to have him on board. So, Rusty, if you see this, welcome to the channel, and you know, all you guys, if you have comments or things to say on any of my projects or tips or pointers or observations, I'm not opposed to you guys letting me know. So I've changed the settings so you should be able to send messages and make comments. So um, please do. Like I said, I'm not opposed to being corrected or because I don't think I do everything right and I don't know everything. And, I'm like a lot of folks, I just do the best I can with what I have and, you know, move on from there. Um, Last night I shared with you guys my progress, though it's very little, that I did yesterday. And I put all my landing gear that I painted up yesterday in separate little plastic bags to protect them. And it looks like maybe my tube for the center of this, for the propulsion system, is going to arrive either late today or sometime tomorrow. So that'll be good. Hopefully today. But like I said, I got to go to my doctor's appointment, get blood work done. So uh, I'll be leaving here at 1:30. This thing, this window portion is proving to be a challenge because I don't necessarily want to make it oversized and have it overlapping the width and height of this cutout. Um, it would look better if I could get it to interference fit with the cutout, a clear transparency, but that's not as easy as it may seem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of clear uh, down to size, just overlapping size from the inside, and then I'm going to tape it down real well so it won't move. And then I'm going to take a scribing tool, and I'm going to scribe that where I need to cut. And I think using a fine tip permanent marker, I already tried it. It didn't really go well. And no, I didn't keep it in here. Oh, yeah, I did. Let me show you. Um, those holes that you see are the locator pins. And I'm trying, it just doesn't look right if I put it on the backside. It leaves it recessed more than all the other panels that are blocked out, i.e. these. So I'm just trying to find the very best way with the best result to get that windshield done. Because I think once I do, it's going to look great, but it's getting it to interference fit around all these little dimensions of the cutout. And then I'm excited too once I get that tube, because I need it as a reference point for, you know, cutting out the floor panel, this circle for that in the floor panel. And because once I get that in, then I can start locating my interior elements as I develop them in my head and execute them. I did take one of these, and I don't think I shared this with you, so I'm going to do it now. I'll just dump these out. It's easier. I did take one and cut the tabs off, but without removing some more material, it still doesn't want to fit there. Let me show you what I'm talking about, because I mean, it fits, okay, but and it looks all right on the opposite side because it's resting, even though the tabs have been cut off. It's resting right where the tabs were cut off, so it seems to naturally want to fall out there. So I may do that because I just don't know if doing this all the way around and removing the locator pins. I'm looking at this and I'm just wondering if it's really going to provide the finished interior look, even if I take off the locator pins and and the locator pin tabs. If I cut all those off, and I did grind them off, because from my experience, and I'm going to tell you this again, this type of plastic, that they make these transparencies out of. And I can already tell by working with it, it's a lot more brittle than this stuff. I think it's very close to the same material, but slightly different because, well, A, it's clear, so the makeup of it isn't going to be exactly the same. Um, so those are kind of the things I'm up against, and like I said, until I get that clear tube that will lock into this area down here, and also, oops, my transparency, and also into this area, and it's slightly larger than this hole cutout. The tube is the clear tube that I'm getting. I want to make sure I'm being clear on this. Uh, will take up some space, and then I have to, whatever cutouts I do for this, it's got to be precision for the tools. Now my outside perimeter here is a little uh, butchered, but I have a way I can work around that uh, once once I get all the other elements for the clear tube in place. That tells me how much room on the floor space, ceiling space, and surrounding areas I have available to me to add all the other interior elements, control consoles and so on and so forth. And yeah, so this window thing I was trying to do, I'm going to put this piece in. I mean, hold on a second, guys. I could use this, and I'm trying to show you this. If you guys have an opinion on it, this is aggravating. What I'm trying to do is the holes that I got there, it's still got the protective uh, clear plastic on both sides of this transparency. This works. So, but it is inside, and so it's slightly recessed more than these panels. What I was wanting to do is make it the same just to maintain continuity. But I was also thinking in real life there probably would be some differences because you have a window. And let's just say that there's some type of solid panel that slides up over the window, if you will. Hypothetically, I don't know. It's funny how these models can actually dictate um, by their design and or lack of design what you can and can't do in certain regards. So um, I'm very pleased with you know, my landing gear here. It's I use titanium blue on the struts in gunmetal. There's 5 different colors represented here, but it's supposed to be an alien craft or a super advanced craft. So in my mind, you would well, I've actually got a little bit of touch up to do on that one. In my mind, it would be very much different in its appearance sake than, let's say, a white landing gear on an F-18 Hornet, white, grays, silvers, you know, some blacks on conventional landing gear. So I wanted to make it non-conventional, and that's what I did. So I noticed I do have just a wee bit of touch up on here for the blue because my black metallic kind of impinged on it, so I'll fix that. I want to get it as close to, not perfect, but as close to uh, being perfect as I can with, not too much time being wasted on it. Um, Sorry, I'm multitasking while I'm talking to you. Um, what time do I got? Okay, 12:16. I want to make sure I don't overshoot my time to get to my appointment. Um, and as far as the exterior colors, what I did with Timothy Alberino's video, which you can find in the feed there um, on my YouTube channel. Uh, that was a paint scheme I came up with utilizing all the detail elements on the saucer section. And I don't know if this is going to work better. And I think it is, yes, it does. So I got to remember that when I'm making these videos, I need to shut off this desk lamp of mine. But I mean, I can change the brightness and everything, but shutting it off seems to be so all those details, you know, painting it a solid color doesn't really take advantage of the detail on the craft. I may try to do something similar but slightly different. Like what I may do is paint this ring around here and then maybe this bottom portion, this area here going up into this, and then these panels maybe just have three colors instead of like five or six that I had on the original. And this dome got a little muckety muck on the Timothy Alberino one, but I was able to get it looking better before I took it to him. So, um, yeah, my builds and stuff, you guys already know my mindset about building kits, building models, unless I'm building it for a client or uh, I'll do whatever, whatever paints need. It's like I've got those two Halo kits that are out available, the little off-road vehicle and the I guess the drop ship or whatever it is. Um, Rusty did a really good job painting his, and you got to remember that is a earthbound uh, U.S. military vehicle, even though it's flying under the flag of the UNSC, I think is what it said. But it's still um, a military vehicle of sorts. So you can imagine that those would be in use by the Marine Corps, the Air Force, the even maybe the Navy in that future world and all that kind of stuff. So, going canon with everything, I just, I don't allow myself to be trapped or controlled by other people's expectations. I build models the way I want to build them for my own personal enjoyment. And if you like it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. I don't care. It's just model building. And now, if I'm making, real world stuff like modern fighter jets, well, of course I stay within canon. But even in that realm, you got some leeway to make some custom paint schemes just for fun if you want to. I Like I said, I don't get too wrapped up around the axle about what other people think. Nor should you. It's your hobby, your money spent, your time spent. Do what you want. It's not being selfish. It's just the facts. I I hear stories of guys getting beat up on by other modelers because they did something non-canon. You know what? You stay in your little zone and do what you want with your model builds, and you let the rest of us have peace and not burden us with you know your foolishness. I guess I don't know. I don't know how to explain it because that just bugs me. This is a hobby. It's meant to be fun. Whatever you do and however you do it, whatever fun that you derive from it in your own personal space and experience, good for you. And that's the way it should be. Keep your opinions to yourself unless it's solicited. I don't care what you say. You're going to say whatever you want about my builds. I don't care. You can like them or not like them. It doesn't matter to me um, because I'm doing it for fun. I'm showing what can be done or not done. I offer my own many years of experience. And, I try to respect other people's artistic abilities. You know, I'm not the best guy out there. I don't claim to be, never have claimed to be. Like I said, in my own little world where I've entered contests and things like that, I've always done very well with my entries. So that's that's fine. It's nice to get recognition like that, but I don't have to have it because I don't care. You like it, fine. If you don't, that's fine. So I won't dwell on that anymore. But I just think it's something that needs to be said because it's been intimated by some folks out there that have channels, people being critical of them and what they've done with their builds and stuff. To those guys, do what you want, please. Don't listen to all these other people that think they're the end all and do all of scale model building because they're not. And if they are, well, you know, get a life. Focus on you and quit being a jerk to other people. Because I've seen it more times than I care to admit over the last year. I've had people that I admire and respect get called out on the carpet for something they did on their model build. Really? Is that even a thing? Not my universe, it isn't. Um, if I make a comment on how somebody did something, you know, um, I just make it a comment. That's all it is. Huh, wow, that's interesting, or wow, that's an interesting paint scheme or color that you used on that, or whatever. And I enjoy it because it challenges my paradigm. I want to be challenged. I want to have people say, hey, Dave, you could have done this better this way. I want to have that knowledge. If you've got a better way of doing something, let me know. Um, if you're aware of aftermarket stuff, tools and greeblies and add-ons and things like that on a particular kit that I'm working on, let me know. I want to make my stuff, it's not, it is just for me for the most part, but I chose to share my build experiences with you guys. And I want you to like them. You don't have to like everything I do about it. You don't have to like any of it, honestly. But I just think it's something that needs to be said and maybe repeated from time to time by some of us more mature and responsible and respectful people that are in the model building community, because there are some real jerks out there. I'll be honest with you. Not going to name any names, and maybe some of these folks didn't mean to come off that way, but they did. And why would you be hurtful to someone who's maybe not as experienced as you and did things that in a way that they wanted, or it's the only way they knew? Some of these folks that haven't been doing this hobby for as long as some of us other older guys, they need to be encouraged. They need to be Rusty and Augie are really good at that. There's others too. I'm not just leaving other people out, but they're two of the guys I've followed almost from the very beginning. Augie, I know I followed him from the very beginning and very close to the beginning with, um, I think within months after uh, Rusty posted his first video, I've been following him ever since. Love what he does. I like his demeanor and his mannerisms and his calm, cool, collected uh, approach. And it's very mellow. The same with Augie, and others. And everybody does their stuff the way they do it. And, you know, that's the way it should be. Enjoy it. If you don't like what they're doing, then don't subscribe to the channels and don't watch their channels. It's really that easy. So, because I don't know, it bothers me that I have to even go there and say that, but I'm going to, uh, because it's nonsense. If you're a person that's very good and you want to offer advice and techniques and stuff, for me, that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take it, because, you know, I'm above average, I suppose, in my skills, but I'm no expert. I mean, experts to me are the guys like Randy Cooper who did stuff for movie and television. I mean, I have too, but not like they did, especially sci-fi stuff and scale model building. My stuff was a little bit more conventional and run of the mill stuff. But yeah, um, yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but yesterday when I was posting all my old stuff, one of the things I posted was my very first. Well, it's not a kit bash. I took an old, I think it was a dishwasher pump and made it into a UFO. And what was interesting is I had, those bubble gum machines where you get the little clear plastic uh, ball things that the little toys come in. Well, I took one of those and it happened to fit perfectly on the top of that pump and make an old school dome, you know, in it. And I wish I still had that thing. And because for the time that I did it, I think I was about 10 years old when I made that thing. And it's in there amongst all my other postings of old pictures. There's only two photos, and they're both horrible because of the time and age of the photo was used. And then this is a copy of a copy of a copy that I don't even know where I found this one. But, well, I did find it in all my files, but the original uh, photograph, I don't know, because it was I think, a Polaroid photo. I no longer have that Polaroid. If I do, I don't know where it's at. So, um, yeah, so I think what I'm going to do in the interim is the diorama for the triangular UFO. I'm going to take some of the decals that I made for the Timothy Alberino build, the Area 51 UFO, this same kit. Um, I'm going to take those decals and go to grayscale on them and shrink them down and put them on the hangar bay, if you will, in similar areas as to where I did on Timothy Alberino's. The yellow and black striping, I think I've already reduced that down to a closer scale. Thing is, it's that triangular UFO, though I've got a bunch of lighting packed in that little thing, and I made a clear fusion core reactor in piece for the top and bottom center on that kit. Um, that thing is going to look really cool in that little hangar, but because it's like 1/144 scale, there's no figures that I'm aware of available. And I did look one night too, and I couldn't find anything. Um, so it's going to be a pretty basic display, I guess, because of the scale. And what'll make it interesting is, the UFO lights up, and there'll be some lighting uh, put into that. I'm going to pause because I'm going to share another thing with you real quick. So, yeah, basically, I went and grabbed this thing. This is the hangar bay, it's still in works. And you can see here that's a set of double doors, and that's a single door entering the hangar. So that gives you an idea of scale. And, this display base is not finished yet. And this is part of an old PS3 uh, cabinet game system um, that I accidentally dropped on the ground many, about a year ago. And it was just sitting on the shelves out here in the garage. And my wife wanted to sell it, and I didn't have the heart to tell. Accidentally dropped it and damaged it. So I decided to make use of it, and I tore it all down and used, I think this is I'm not sure, maybe the top half or the bottom half of the game system, this black area here. But I thought it looked cool, and I only just got to finish out this here in the front. I may just put a plain old panel across there. I don't know yet. Something I'm still thinking about, but the rest of it I'm going to leave alone. I'm not even painting it because I like the way it looks. So, anyways, yeah, I've got to do some of those grayed out decals, and then also the black and yellow stripes. And I'm going to add a few more little implements that I can because of the scale, but basically it's just going to look like this. Oh, and what I did want to show you guys is, hold on, I should probably pause on this too. So anyways, I went ahead and pulled this thing out, and just to show you what the basic, without all the finishing details, it'll look like. You can see all the lighting effects are on, but maybe if I go ahead and shut a few lights off. Let me let me see if this will make it stand out a little bit more. Let me pause. Come on. Yeah, here we go. So this is what it basically is going to look like with, I got to put the hangar floor markings on and whatever other details in this hangar that I decide to go with. But I think it's going to look pretty cool. Like I said, the power cord going up into it, I think I'll just paint that black so it doesn't stand out. And, you know, or kind of make a little fitting or something for the floor that kind of makes it look like that's supposed to be there. Because unfortunately, I didn't know when I built this thing at the time, I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So hindsight being 2020, I'll do what I can to make it look cool and presentable and stuff. But that's where this is at. Yeah, sorry for the back and forth and up and down and all that. Yeah, I'm just trying to make use of my time with you and show you where the current status on a lot of my projects are. There are many projects to still finish, and do. So I am not lacking for projects. And I certainly have to still do all my other responsibilities. And I'm just doing a time check here. And oh, yeah, I definitely need to plug this thing in. Anyways, sorry for the distraction, guys. Um, I'll just leave it the way it is, finish out the video this way, a little subdued light. So I'm going to try to move around a little bit on my various projects that I have started and get a little progress done on. Because right now, that Hulkbuster build that I did is the only new thing of significance that I've done in 11 years. So more to come. So with that, I'll let you guys go. Peace.